Hey Cam, how's it going? Let me just see here. Hold on a second. Let me open up your file. All right, so I've opened up this deform menu, the one that's under the rigging section, just right away because I noticed that this curve warp, it's the third one down, it disappears for some reason if you don't access it right away. And I've also added it to my shelf just in case because I haven't had instances where curve warp is gone, and I think we're going to want to change our tactic a little bit here. So first thing I did was I just noticed with your hips, if we look at the hips here, you've got these left and right leg cluster groups, which are these top ones right here. I parented those groups to the hip, so that way when this moves around, those clusters will move with it. The next thing I did is I duplicated out your geometry, the ones that had the blend shapes on it, and I just hit the blend shapes for now. I just want to try this because this might be a little bit more stable. So you've already got your curves rigged. They're already in position, so we're not going to change any of that. Well, this is interesting. The one side doesn't seem to be the same as this side does, though. Here, let me just hide that. And I'm just going to take this guy, duplicate it. Where's the pivot for that? Is that origin good? So let me just go. There we go. I'm going to freeze strands on that. All right, so I got the two of these guys. So I'm going to try this curve warp, see what happens. So I'm going to select the geometry first. I'm going to select the curve second. Yeah, it's not quite going through the middle, though. I don't know if this is going to be 100% effective. For some reason, I thought it would be in the middle of this. Anyhow, let's see what happens. So, curve warp. Yeah, that did not work out so well. The other option we have, though, is the wire tool. Let's see what happens with this. What does holders do? I think, is that new? I don't know. Local influence. Alright, I'll just keep the defaults. Okay, so for the wire tool, you select your geometry first, hit enter, then you select the curve second, and then hit enter. Now there is a drop-off distance, so let's see what happens here. Yeah, so it's not really moving 100%. So what we're going to do is increase our drop-off distance to something bigger, like 100. There we go. And now let's see what happens. Cool. All right, there we go. It's on. It's on there. Not turning black, which is good. That works. Also, if we, what happens if we look at the UVs? Are they sticking? They're sticking, good stuff. I guess I didn't move that one, but I moved this one. Let's see. All right, go back to default pose. All right, that seems to be working. Now the problem, though, is that with the wire tool, as your geometry moves, the texture doesn't stay. The geometry doesn't stay perfectly connected into that position. But because we have a repeating texture, I don't think we're going to notice it so much. Anyhow, that's something we're going to have to check out. But this is a good way to just keep it all locked down for now, until we come up with maybe a slightly better approach. But I think that's going to be pretty good. Let's see here. Let's try this one here too. So again, wire tool. I was really hoping that curve warp would work. I think it would work, but we would have to start from the beginning in terms of having a tube and then taking our curve and connecting it with the curve warp, and then taking that curve once the geometry is on there, and then positioning it. I think that would work. Anyhow, let's try this. So hit enter, select the curve, hit enter. There we go. And let's check this out now. Right, so don't forget we have to tweak the drop-off distance. And let's try it again. Cool. All right, so that's all working. What happens when we pick up the feet? Everything stick together? Yep, that's all working. Good stuff. And you just have to animate this just a little bit over so it doesn't intersect. And you're good. Down a bit. Cool. Within reason, but cool. As long as you're careful with the way that it's animated, it should look really cool. All right, well that's that. So, and then how are these guys doing down here? Good. All right, that looks pretty good. Nice. I think you're good. So I'll save this one off, save scene as, so you can check it out. Yeah, it's a good solution. I think it should be good for the interstitial. The geometry does not 100% stick when everything's rotating around, though, like it would with the curve wrap. But anyhow, over the break week, I might have a chance to explore some other possibilities. But for now, you know, it's fine to keep moving ahead, even start blocking things in, as long as you're using like a reference file and everything. So let me see. Student help. Where is that file? Save as. All right, there we go. Cool, and I'll stop the recording there.